up, it was about, helping out our family. I come from a large Mexican family in California. And, it was my mother helping her brothers and her sisters out when they needed help and vice versa. It was about the spirit of generosity that has quite honestly helped carry generations of families through hard times and good times.
My background, my culture, my parents instilled giving of time, giving of talents. And so all of that instilled in me an opportunity that I think I share in my professional life every day.
When I think about giving, I think about philanthropy, right? I think about our people. I think about how it wouldn't fail that when I went to visit my abuelita and, she fed me, even though I told her not to cook, she would cook anyway. Even though I was grown and had my own money, she would still want to give me $20 before I left.
I rest on the shoulders of my grandfather. He represented his neighborhood and was a very strong advocate for bringing basic services to his neighborhood, for making sure that the neighborhood was a community where people could thrive.
I think back to a child growing up and watching my father, who was a very giving individual. A lot of that was focused on senior citizens or veterans. My dad served in the military, and I learned at a very early age how important it is to give back to others, to your community, because it comes back to you tenfold. It really does. Everybody benefits when they give.
My family, my upbringing, they're just giving people. I'm surrounded by teachers, by nurses, doctors, just people who just are in the field of just giving of themselves all the time. And it comes naturally. And I grew up with that, seeing that, and it's just a way of life.
My godmother, my madrina, she was and still is a big influence in my life. When I was 10 years old, would go with her every summer and volunteer. She worked with migrant kids in the summer school. That just instilled this value of help and what giving means.
When I think about giving, I think about my mom's always just been, very open to people coming into our home and into our family. And in the word like philanthropy, it's love of humanity. And so I think even philanthropy isn't just about giving material things. It's about creating this whole atmosphere that feels inclusive and sharing and loving, where everyone sort of gathers together.
When I think about my mother's example and her selflessness and dedication to providing service to the community, is always to be a person of integrity, a person that's going to be of service. And how do you foster loving relationships? I see that as well. How do I make sure that we have successful, healthy relationships inside of our team, our organization, and how do we promote that in the world outside with the catalytic resources that the foundation has?
Part of our Latino culture is connected to giving. We have a heart of service that I think is part of our culture as well as a Latino community.